Yes, before I met the Lord, I was doing drugs, drinking real heavy, doing things out in the world like most people do. But I met Jesus one night in 1979, and that changed my whole life. I got born again. I had a real experience with Jesus. I was freed from all the drugs, from the drinking, had no desire for them. And I had a little bit of problem with smoking cigarettes. And about 2 weeks later, the Lord just led me to a spot in my faith that I knelt down and prayed to Him, and He took the desire of cigarettes away, and I was totally free from that. It was miraculous. And I thank God for being free from all those hang-ups in the name of Jesus. My first experience with Andrew was through my mother, and she watched television ministry and all this, and later on she became ill with COPD, and my brother and myself started listening to what Andrew had to say about getting healed, and we listened to testimonies on his program and everything. And so we was seeking after what we could find out in the Word to get our mother healed. And so we started buying tapes and listening to everything he had to say. And as we endeavored to get her well and receive these revelations on healing, Andrew would keep talking about Charis Bible College. So as time went by, I decided I wanted to go to Charis, and I couldn't figure it all out. After a while, I kept hearing Andrew say, well, if you on a ship getting ready to go somewhere and you never leave the dock, the rudder cannot direct your course. So I decided it was time to push off from the shore, and I ordered the first year in correspondence through Charis Bible College in Colorado. And that's the way I spent my first year, studying those 39 courses that they offer the first year. And then I made a choice after that year to come up to Charlotte, which is about 130 miles from my house in South Carolina. And now I have just finished third year in Charis Bible College, and I just want to get closer and closer to Jesus than I ever have. The first year I was going to come up here, right before school started, my car broke down. But right after that happened, I got a check for $16,000, and I was able to go out and buy me a nice used car, and I drove that car the whole time I was up here. Another thing, right after I come up here, I was looking for a place to live and didn't know what I was going to do. About 2 weeks into school, the Lord opened a door, and somebody provided me a double-wide trailer to live in, and I stayed in that double-wide trailer almost through 2 years of school. And right at the end, I was having to get out for several different reasons, but the Lord provided. I had 6 more weeks of school, and I got another place to live, and I stayed at both of those places, no charge. And the Lord just provided that, and it was miraculous. And I just thank God and praise Him. He called me to go to school up here, and He provided all the way. The grace and faith message that Andrew teaches, it's in the center of everything we have. And it's only the grace of God that we have any opportunity in all this. But the balance of it is what makes it work. Coming up here, every instructor that was on program, I mean, they just expounded on the Word, and we just stood it all, just listening to everything they say, and then meditating on it and getting revelation of what they're talking about. Some of it was so far over our head, but we was reaching out with all we could to grab a hold of everything we could in Jesus. And that's what's happened. We done got to know Jesus better than we ever known Him. We done got to know who we are when He recreated us and we were born into His kingdom. We beginning to see more clearly who we are in Jesus. And that makes all the difference in the world, to be able to walk with Him and talk with Him. And that's what it's all about. Just living an example of Jesus Christ everywhere we go and let Him live through us. That's what I've learned. Thank God for that. As I've already mentioned, I did the first year of Charis Bible College correspondence, and the last 2 years I did in school. The 2 years coming to school, it was wonderful. I enjoyed it. The fellowship with the other students, the camaraderie we developed, it was just phenomenal. And the curriculum, we had a lot of outside speakers come in, and after I finished everything, I almost wished I did my first year that way. But for traveling distances to get to school, correspondence is a good way to do it. I'm not putting that down. I learned a lot. It was like I was sitting there, just me and the Lord, and I was eating the Bible up. But I really, really love going to class with the other students, because we had a great, great time in the Lord every day. Worship, studying the Word, all of it. Fantastic. any way you can get to Charis Bible College and grab a hold of Jesus like this, all I can do is say, go for it.